Wanted to do a breakdown, or just not even a breakdown. I just wanted to see what Bryce Harper, how his swing has evolved over time. Um, Little fun fact: he graduated high school early so he could enter the draft. You got to be a freaking stud to do that. And I was fortunate enough to play against him in junior college, which is pretty cool. When he was at the College of Southern Nevada, but swing was very raw, very whippy, a lot of power. You see a lot of that in this first video over here. But I'll just play. I'll let all four play through to you. This is 2013, year after he debuted. Still a lot of stuff going on. He relied just just a lot of movement, hands moving high, firing more down to the ball, I guess would be the term. What I see right here is he's very vertical throughout his turn, which can be tough to kind of get the inside pitch sometimes. So that's 2013. Here's 2016. Ooh, brutal. Get that out of here. I don't even know if you heard that, but that thing was just blaring in my ear. So let this loop. He was an all-star in every year except for this 2016 year. So he go back and look at this one a little bit. Still pretty similar stuff going on to 2013. Some adjustments. Not really concerned with it. You'll notice later on as he gets a little bit older, different things start to happen. This is 2019. A little bit shorter, more simple, clean, not as much going on with the lower half. Just a lot smoother, I guess is probably the word. And then this is the other day against the Brewers. I really like what he's doing right here. This toe tap is new. And it just helps him timing. I even saw him no stride the other day too, which is something that's kind of cool to play around with. Mixing up timing is going to be really important. Being able to be on time, and understanding timing, understanding how long it takes your body to get going, and then also just how short it takes your body to get going. The first two things that I noticed from this 2022 video and this 2016 video, or 2013 rather, is in his setup. I'm gonna pause it at his setup, but he's a lot more squatty right here. He's a lot more squatty in his legs. Go back all the way to the beginning. He's a lot more upright. He looks a lot more athletic. Allowing his body to work. I think you can kind of tie yourself up a little bit if you sink down into your legs. Sometimes you can get locked and feel like you can't move as free. Right here, he just looks like a good athlete. And he looks like he's ready to frickin' mash. Another point about this squattiness is we'll load the front side of our legs. So our legs are getting loaded right here versus when we get into our backside properly, we're loading the hip. Find this thing. There's another video back here. Not that one. There's another really good visual. Gotta get it. Here it is. This is it. So when we're loading good, when we're loading right, this thing right here, we're loading this hip, this area right here. So I would encourage you to find something to stand against. Don't push into it, but just stand there and try to feel this move. And if you're doing it right, as you're leaning into it, you should start to feel a burn right here on your backside. It's your glute medius. But you should start feeling this. These are the big muscles that fire. Another thing on this video right here is I want you to watch the corkscrew of his hips. So I'm going to pause it when it starts back over. I'm going to put this right here and watch his hips corkscrew. It's like everything. I know Bregman talks about flashlights, right? So imagine a flashlight's right here and a flashlight's right here. It might not initially start where this flashlight's kind of pointed that way a little bit. This one's still perfect that way, but this one's a little off. As he goes to go into his forward move, that flashlight starts to bam, right there. Bam, right there. That flashlight starts to even out. So now these are pointing in the same direction. Our forward move has to keep our, excuse me, we have to be able to keep our front side closed. Clean, flashlight, 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 flashlight. Same direction. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Recognize the pitch. He's going. He's going right now. Bam. Which leads me to my next point, or my next major difference. So the major difference right there was the lower half. How he's utilizing his lower half. Right here, very squatty. He actually comes up out of it, which is another problem that can happen when we're quad dominant in our load. When we're front side dominant in our load, we squat down, and the only place we can go is up. Up out of it. One more time. I'm going to put my cursor right on his hip. Coming up, out of it. Versus this one right here. His hips stay on the same plane. Still got a good forward move, but his hips stay right here the whole time. It's going to help us stay on balls. We're not gonna feel as rushed. We're gonna have a little bit more space to work with the barrel. The next cool thing that I want to see, or I want to show you, is just his hands. Where his hands are at. I'm on this video, so I might as well go. So we'll go heel strike, just right here. Check out the hands. So this is the most recent, right? Go back to the beginning in 2013. Heel strike. Right there. Check the hands, how high they are. Back here. What we're trying to see here is just how high the hands are when he goes to fire. Launch position is basically, that's our trigger. His hands are frickin' almost above his head. That's insane. And then this one here is a little bit better. Right there. A little bit better. Still, it's much cleaner actually, which is going to help with consistency. But like just where he's firing from, shorter distance. This might seem like a very small deal, but that's big distance, man. Those little hundredths of a second matter when you need them. And we'll come back to this. This is where he's firing from. He's below his earlobe now. So now he has shorter distance to cover. His trigger's probably faster because his body's moving more efficiently. So when we're doing all of those things right, then it just comes to, are we swinging at good pitches, and are we just trusting in our swing, our ability? It's really good. Those are the two major things that I wanted to just to touch on, because there's actually one more thing that I want to look at. I forgot about it. Was where we can really see it. His torso's positioning right here. So we'll go. See how vertical he is, right here. And he's much more over his backside. So this is what it looks like when you're over your front side and you're not behind it. So this crease right here in your hip, we want our body, our torso, we want our upper body, our head, everything to be behind it. That's also going to give us the feeling of having more time, but we actually will have slightly more time. So this is what it's like to get behind your front side, and this is what it's like to be on top of your front side. Also want to note, this is a perfect example of you don't have to have perfect mechanics to hit in the big leagues. This adjustment happened over a 7-year span, but you can hit like this in the big leagues. This dude's an elite athlete. I'm not saying that you can as an individual, but you can make it to a high level and still be mechanically inefficient. This game comes down to more things than just being mechanically efficient. Is it going to help? Yes. Will it be harder to hit if you're not as efficient? 100%. But you can do it. So that was a major thing. And I'll let you watch this last video right here. And just kind of check the timing. I'll roll through it a few times, but just see where he's at. I love watching these overhead videos, and you can really see when guys first start to move. So his legs descending, and his heels already coming up off the ground. They might have even started a little bit before it. This is the whole point of the slow and early. Control. He's coming forward. I'm gonna let this. It's a thing of beauty. It's a good swing. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know. Let me know what you think. It's much appreciated. Thanks, guys.